set up a banquet. Okay? So they get a great banquet prepared. Right? Okay, we have a banquet. Okay. Man. What happens when you spend a lot of time feasting? Somebody's got that. Okay, so the next day comes around. Mordecai, you can go ahead. Huh? Yeah, go ahead and take the photo. Okay. Now, the next day comes around, and here comes Haman and the king. Okay, so Haman and the king come in and sit down, and Esther sits down and have a big meal together, right? So now, the king says, Esther, tell me what it is you want, and I'll give you anything else to happen in my kingdom.
Well, Esther, what is it you want? I'll give you anything. I'll give you half of my kingdom.
He says, well, she said, come back again for a banquet tomorrow.
Come back again and come to a banquet tomorrow.
Okay, he said he would come back. Okay, banquet's over. Okay. We need more. Okay. Now, on his way home, Haman's walking down through there, and guess who just happens to be at the king's gate? Mordecai. And guess what Mordecai doesn't do? Still doesn't stand up. So, you know, Haman had invited all of his friends around and everything, so all of his friends here. Come here. Okay, I'm one of all your friends, so we're all here. And Haman tells all his friends, he says, you know that I am so awesome that Esther invited the king and me to a feast, and no one else. I'm the only one she invited to come to the feast. I am so cool. But then he goes, I can't enjoy it. Why can't you enjoy it?
Because Mordecai.
Mordecai's bothering you that bad? You know what you ought to do? You ought to build a gallows and have it hang. Yeah. That's a great idea. So he calls the workers. Okay, come on. Okay, calls a worker and says, build me some gallows to hang. He said, build some gallows. So go back in that room and start building some gallows. Well, here's that. Okay, so that's the big plan, right? Okay. She's building gallows. Okay. Now we need the king. Okay, the king's out here and he's asleep. Okay? And it's not, he just can't sleep for nothing. Okay? I mean, he just, for some reason, it seems like he just keeps waking up. Okay. So he says, I need one of my scribes to come and bring the book of the king that keeps records in.
I need all my scribes to come and bring the book of the king that keep all my records in.
Oh, I got it. Okay. And
Okay, read me that.
okay. This part right here is about a guy named Mordecai who revealed a plot to assassinate you. Yeah, just like last year.
Me, the king?
Yep.
What do we do for him?
Nothing. Nothing. We didn't do a thing for him. Nope. Nothing. Okay. Well, that's all you needed. Okay. Okay. Well, right after that happens, Haman comes in. Okay, so Haman comes in, and him and the king are sitting there talking. And the king asks Haman, what would you do for a person that done something really great in the world? What do you think the king ought to do?
What do you think the king ought to do for something and the opposite done for me?
Ooh, okay. So the king I do for someone who the king wants to honor? How should the king honor somebody? Now Haman thinks to himself, he goes, uh-huh. He thinks, this must be me he's talking about. Yes. So he said,
Sounds good.
So he says, of course, he thinks, Haman thinks it's going to be him. But he's like, well, I think, of course, him assuming that it's going to be him, I think you ought to put your best robe and your best crown and take this man and just put him on your best horse and ride him through town. So this is the kind of, if the king wants to honor somebody, this is how the king does it, right? And he said, that's a good idea. I'll have to do that for Mordecai.
That's a good idea. I'll have to do that for Mordecai.
Yeah, ooh.
Huh?
Uh-oh. So that Haman starts to sense that something's not going quite his way. The king wants to honor Mordecai. Haman wants to kill him. Okay, we need you guys to exit off this way. Okay, so Mordecai goes home. He tells his wife, he's like, uh-oh, this is, I thought it was going to be me that was supposed to get honored, but it ends up being Mordecai. What's going to happen? And his wife's like, I think it's not going to work out so good for you. Okay. So, here they come. Esther. For feast the next day comes the king and Haman. Yep, this is the next banquet. So now the king asked her again the same thing.
Mordecai?
Esther.
Anything you want, I will grant to you if it's half of my kingdom.
Finds out that it's Haman who is trying to have all the Jews killed, all of Esther's people. So the king decides that, well, first he walks out, and then he comes back in, and he finds Haman. Oh, king walk out. Esther, go ahead and sit down. Okay, come up here. Come up to Esther and say, Esther, I can't believe that you're trying to do this to me.
Esther, I can't believe you're trying
Okay, and then while he's doing that, the king walks in.
What are you doing?
He says, and this guy is trying to be mean to my wife right in front of me? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Okay, so he says, he gets to one of his wise men. What is it that we should do to Haman?
What should we do to Haman? Take him to the gallows. Take him to the gallows? I didn't know we had gallows. What?
Uh-oh. So they take Haman to the gallows. Hang him. But that's off on the side. Okay, so the king gives Esther, hold on, come back in. The king gives Esther her ring that he gave to Mordecai and tells her, write whatever needs to be done. She can do it in the name of the king to save her people. Okay, king. Now Esther comes up to the scribe. Okay, she tells the scribe to send out a letter that tells all the Jews to defend themselves at whatever cost. And send it out to all the towns by the king's decree. Okay. Stand. Okay, let's get it out. And they got all the people on all the fastest horses and camels and dromedaries. Is that what they're called? Remember the other kind of camels? There's another kind of camel. It's Arabian camels called dromedary. Okay, and the young dromedaries, and they sent them out to all the places and all the Jewish people and all the communities.